ABC Kinderteach presents Big Boys Cry, written by Jonty Howley. And look at the little boys crying right there. It was Levi's first day at a new school, and Levi was scared. See, he's crying a little bit. His father has his hand on his shoulder trying to make him feel better, but I don't know if the father really knows what to do to make him feel better. Papa didn't know what to do, so he didn't know how to make Levi feel better. So he told Levi, "Big boys, don't cry." So he's saying, don't cry, it'll be okay. And that's what he was trying to do. But Levi really thought that he meant don't cry because you're being a baby. But I don't think that's what the father meant. So Levi didn't. So he's leaving his house and it looks like he's going to walk over there. I don't see the school yet, but it says school is this way. On his way, Levi saw a fisherman with tears in his eyes, setting off on a long trip. So he's crying because he's having to leave his girls for a long time, and it makes him feel sad. "Big boys don't cry," said Levi. So Levi's acting like he's mad to keep himself from crying. Next, Levi saw a harpist lost in his music and memories, and some passionate poets practicing their prose. So, this is what a real harpist might look like, and this is what a harp looks like. It's a bit like a guitar in the sound, just a bit. And someone who plays the harp is called a harpist. And when it says that the harpist was lost in his music and memories, it means that he was thinking about his music and the past, and sometimes that makes you feel sad too. And when it says some passionate poets, passionate just means that they care a lot about what they're doing. And when it says practicing their prose is what they write about. So she's crying because what she's reading makes her very, very sad. It makes her feel really, really sad. And it looks like the bartender is sad too. So a lot of people are crying, right? And he's crying. "Big boys, don't cry," whispered Levi. So he's trying to remind himself that big boys don't cry, but he's finding out that that's not really true, right? Levi saw grandparents, and the grandparent is crying because he's so happy that he gets to spend time with his granddaughter. New parents, they're happy because they have a new baby. Rich men, maybe they're crying because they lost a lot of money. And not so rich men, maybe he's crying because he's very poor, he doesn't have any money. He saw proud men, he's crying. Army men, they're crying. Young men, crying. He may be crying because he's nervous or is excited because I think he's asking this lady to marry him. Old men, maybe they're crying because they are sad about being old. Biker men, he's crying because he lost his kitty. Brainy men, they're crying. Maybe they're crying because he's frustrated. Maybe he's frustrated, like he's upset, like, oh, this is not working out. And even baker men crying. Maybe he messed up his loaf of bread. I don't know. In fact, it says school nearly there. Big boys were crying everywhere. So all these big boys were crying for lots of different reasons. So he must think it's okay to cry too, because there he is crying on his way to school. He's the only one that's crying, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that he's thinking a lot about what's going on. And plus, he's going to a new school. These other kids may have been at the school for a while, so they know what to expect. But he's nervous, so maybe he's crying. He's worried, is anybody going to like me? Am I going to have any friends? Is the teacher going to be nice? Soon enough, Levi arrived at school. Ooh, that's a pretty school. It looks like it's right on the ocean or the lake or the sea, something that's very big with a lot of water in it. There he is at school. It says, "Welcome, Levi." So he's standing in front, and the teacher is introducing or telling people, this is Levi. He is a new student at our school. But they seem pretty happy about seeing him, so maybe things will work out. In the end, Levi's first day wasn't so scary. They're painting, and before he knew it, it was time to go home. Look at, he even has a little smile on his face, and he's waving goodbye to his friends. So, good day. On his way back, he thought about all he'd seen. All the people that had cried on the way to school, they seemed to be pretty happy now. He feels pretty good about things. So I think he's starting to realize that sometimes you may cry for lots of different reasons, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be crying forever and ever. It's just, if you feel like crying, it's probably okay. When Levi got home, Papa had tears in his eyes, so Papa was sad too. "Why are you crying?" asked Levi. "It was your first day at a new school," said Papa, "and I was scared." So he was crying because he was scared about wondering if everything was going to be okay for Levi at his new school. "Papa, big boys do cry," said Levi, and he gives his papa a hug. "And that's okay," said Papa. So Papa says, you know what? It's okay to cry. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And wow, look at them looking at this beautiful ocean or sea or lake. It's very, very pretty.